Hello, hello. Can everybody hear me? Hi. Welcome, welcome, one and all. If you can hear me, welcome. My name is Shay. If you are new to my channel, thank you for joining. And this is going to be a whip and chat today for an event, really for any purpose. I just love that you're hanging out with me today, but you don't have to be participating in the event in order to be hanging out with me today and doing this whip and chat. So, but this whip and chat, during this whip and chat, I will be announcing, because this is week 2 for the Cat Fedora Paint Along 2025. So I will be announcing the winner. There'll be a clip in here somewhere of the winner from last week. I did ask for a word. And so during this video today, I will be giving you a new word, and it'll be for another prize that I will give away. I will announce next week who the winner is, okay? And we'll just keep doing it through September. So yes, before we get into all the event stuff, though, more of the event stuff, I just wanted to say hello, hello, welcome. How is everybody out there? I know some creators kind of will say to me, you know, I struggle with whip and chats because I feel like I'm talking to nobody. I get that. I did for a bit at the beginning, but then once I started forming relationships with people and I knew that they would probably be listening to future videos, you really do, it doesn't feel that way anymore. And so whether we're friends or not, or we know each other or not, just like I would if we were in person, which is how I feel like these are, you know, I'm talking to you guys and we're hanging out and we're friends. And yeah, I just want to ask, just like I would in real life, in person, how are you? So what is going on in your life? I'm going to be updating you guys today on the latest with me since last week. Yeah, so I've got a little bit of work, diamond painting, kid stuff, personal, health things, all kinds of things to cover today. So before I talk about me, I definitely want to know how you guys are. So make sure you let me know down in the comments how you're feeling right now. Oh my goodness, my dogs, y'all. As soon as I start filming and talking, they start acting up. It wouldn't be a whip and chat with me if I didn't give a small disclaimer, right, about my dogs. I know some of my friends in the community used to give me jokes, so I stopped doing it. But I feel like I still have to. If you hear snorting, burping, farting, which I used to, if I can hear it, I used to think y'all could, but a lot of times when I was editing the video and listening to it back, I didn't even hear anything. So I'm like, but it's not me, it's them. I might burp though. I mean, I wouldn't do it. I think I'd edit it out, but I am. So yeah, grab something to eat, something to drink. I've got Italian sparkling mineral water. Sounds very fancy. It's the Costco brand sparkling water. It's from last night, so it's not cold. And then I do have some coffee. And I do have my little coaster that Nancy Royston bought me. I think she said it's to hug your mug. Although, Nancy, I'm never really sure. I've been meaning to ask you, which side do I put flat? I'm assuming the side that doesn't have the thread, like the stitching on it. This is the side that I put my cup on. So let me know if you're watching. Now, I know she's in Italy right now, so she might not have time to do that, and I totally understand. So let me get a quick sip. I try to be quiet because I know some of you don't like the way it sounds when people swallow and slurp. All right, so let's talk about where I'm at, what I'm doing today. It is, what is it currently, y'all? It's Friday for me. Friday at 11:21 a.m. It's September 12th. I did want to do this and get this out for y'all yesterday, but it just didn't happen. I had to work till 2. And then, you know, doing stuff in the afternoon, grocery store and all that kind of stuff. So, and then I just got tired. And then I got to the point where I was like, you know what? I kind of just want to sit and like watch a show, and I'm off all day today. So I was like, I'll just do it tomorrow. So I kind of procrastinated, but here we are. And I've been looking forward to this. I took a few notes. So it is Friday for me, and hopefully it's Friday for you. If you're watching this the day that it comes out, I plan on popping this up as soon as I'm done. So let me talk about what I'm using and what we're looking at today. So like I said, the month of September I am doing a Cat Fedora paint along. It is the first one. And so if you have it, please join us. It's not too late. If you have a licensed Cat Fedora painting, you can join us. That's all you have to do. It can already be started on, so you didn't have to have a new start. You don't have to finish it. It's just a fun, you know, paint along, and there'll be some prizes. So I'm doing, this is from Munimade, as you can see. This is Earth and Sky. And I'm not, like I was saying last week, I'm not a huge elephant person. So I was really, really surprised that I gravitated towards this, but it's so beautiful. And when I saw it in person, so this is the original artwork. It's beautiful. And I know some of you that are doing the event A couple of you have also mentioned that you're doing this. It is a square. It's a 60 by 59 in centimeters. And I am about, let me see, I'll pop up a picture probably about right about here for the rest of the video so y'all can see where I'm at. But you can see right here, here's the trunk, right? And so I'm working on, it looks like one of the ears right here. Yeah, looks like I'm right. Oh, it's so pretty. Whenever I look at the artwork, I'm like, oh, there's actually a flower in the ear right there. So pretty. Yeah, so I'm like working on the ear right here. I am adding some little bling here and there. Like for instance, right now I've got some metallic pyrite and I'm using it as whenever something calls for 743, which was this color. I'm kind of just enhancing it with this. I don't know. I don't know if it's the best choice, but I was like, you know what? This elephant's going to be shiny and sparkly and like super, you know, going to be extra. So that's what we're doing. All right. So that's my painting and I can't wait to show you guys the trays. This is a brand new tray that I just got. I know if you joined me, if you joined Lexi and I for the live, which by the way, I do go live with Lexi pretty much every Wednesday night. So mark your calendars if you want to join us. Make sure you're subscribed and click that bell so that way you'll get notified. You'll definitely get the alert whenever I schedule the live, and I normally try to do it like the day before, and then you'll get alerted 30 minutes before it's going to start. So, but the lives are on Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. So I got this on Wednesday. I had lunch with M from Munimade, and she worked with Kat to make event trays. Yes, you guys, I don't know, hopefully there's not too much of a glare. They are as shiny can be. I don't know how she got it so glossy. They are beautiful. M did work with Kat to design these trays. It's the first collab she's ever done with an artist on a tray like this. So, and of course, you know, a huge portion of these, a percentage does go back to Kat, to the artist, just like for the painting. So I like that Kat definitely, you know, will get, you know, reimbursed some for her and get credit for her work. So let's take a look at this. So because it's such a long name, I should have probably shortened it a bit, but she's got, because this is a small tray, it says Kat Fedora. And then on the side, it says Paint Along 2025. And it does have a cute little star on the stopper. So you got the bees and the mushrooms. This has the magnets. I don't use the lid and the stoppers, so I just take those out and set those aside. But I'm loving this. And what I really love about it, you'll see in the other one, she's got, because of, you know, Kat likes to outline, you know, a lot of things in black. She decided to do the black lines inside, which I love. So here's the large tray. It's got the kitty and the flowers and the stars. It's so dainty and just like, look at the little heart on the kitty's butt. And this one can fit the whole name. It's Kat Fedora Paint Along 2025. And of course it's got the magnets, but yeah, look at the black. Can you all see the black lines? I love that she did the black. Love that touch. And of course it's got the stopper and the lid. So, and I like it. This is kind of like an ombre effect, kind of blue down to purple and like a navy blue. So I do know that these sold really, really well when she released them. And she did tell me when we went to lunch on Wednesday that they just take a long time to do because they have to change colors and it's pretty intricate. It takes about 10 hours per tray. So she did have to, at the time I talked to her, I think she was she did have to stop taking new orders, but I'll have her link down below, of course, and go check out her website and look for these. And I believe she might be taking pre-orders. Now, of course, it'll be a little bit before you can get them. You know, you won't get it for the event. You won't get it in September, but I think it doesn't matter to me. You know, it's a great, oh, you can see more of the colors. It's just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So I was so happy. We had a great lunch on Wednesday. It was so fun. Yeah, we had a really, really good time. So our lunch was about 3 hours long. It was really fun. And she gave me a new batch of paintings for Munimade Monday. So, yep, make sure you subscribe to her channel because she's got some beautiful new paintings that are going to be coming out in September, and then we also have October's lined up. So yeah, good stuff. So I do have the trays from M, and then I am using Elizabeth Ward for my storage. It's pretty much my go-to for the most part. I have 2 of these going because there are, I forgot how many colors. There's 87 colors. Lord, this might be the highest count of drills I think that I've ever done in a painting, which I'm loving it. Of course, I have my little name tag here. I love it. What else? Oh, my pen. I'm not sure. No, I don't think I had this last week. Maybe I did. This is from MTN Inspirations, and it was a gift from Rhonda, Dippin' Time. I am loving, because it's funny, several of us tried to bid on this, and Rhonda got it, and she saw that I wanted it, and this was months ago. This is a long time ago. And then we met up for Crafter's Paradise at the retreat. She gifted it to me because she remembered I wanted it. It's so pretty. And I'm loving this size. It's like a mini. I think it's like a 4 inch. So that's kind of like because I like to flip. So it's like a flipper. And I am using my Diamond Art Club tips. This is like a 6, I think, 6 or 7. And then just the good old plastic single tip, you know, the basic ones that come with it. Speaking of the event, so yeah, join us. There is a Facebook group. Okay, there is a Facebook group, and of course, this is to highlight, you know, Kat's beautiful, beautiful artwork. I also wanted to say a thank you and highlight Munimade as a small shop here in the dime painting community that has supported us so much and she's an amazing person, and I just wanted to support and tell her thank you, you know, for, you know, having Kat's artwork and always doing right by us and doing the right by the artists. And also, of course, Jade from Jaded Gem Shop. She also has Kat Fedora paintings. So definitely go check both of them out. Yes, so speaking of Jade and Kat, we are going to be going live next Wednesday. Yes, yes, yes. Mark your calendars again. That's going to be a special one. There might be some giveaways. I know there's going to be giveaways. I'm trying to be all like cool about it, but yes, there's going to be giveaways. But don't just come for that. But that'll be one of the benefits of coming. You'll get to meet Kat, if you haven't already, from Munimade, Jade, and myself if we've never hung out with me before. And I did want to say you know, like again, huge shout out to, you know, all the, you know, you guys, the subscribers, for your generosity towards this event. Because like I said, I didn't want to ask the shops for items to be donated. I wanted us to kind of give back to them. So you guys came through for us. Last week's gift card was donated by a subscriber. So I'm just so, so, so thankful to you, and so are they. So with that being said, so you don't have to wait too long, should we just like go into it? And just, here's where I'm gonna put the clip of doing the YouTube random comment picker, the giveaway from week 1 last week. Hopefully you got in there. And we're just gonna right off the bat, y'all. Sometimes I wait till the very end because I forget, but we're just gonna do it while I'm thinking about it. So here's the clip. And again, you had to put the word moon. You guys are so creative. I even had one that gave like a full story. I almost wish I would have brought it with me to read it to you guys. Actually, I probably could pull it up. It was so good. You guys are so creative, so talented, and I love what you guys come up with the word moon. It was so fun. And also thank you guys for the questions that you gave me for next week's live. You gave me some great suggestions for Kat, and Jade. So thank you, thank you. So let's see. So the clip I'm about to play for you guys, Jessie, I hope I say her name right, Jessie Kovel, she donated $100 for gift cards, one for Jade and one for Munimade. And this name that will be coming up in this clip will be $50 gift card to Munimade. You don't have to buy a Kat, you can buy whatever you would like. She's got some gorgeous paintings on there, or trays, whatever you would like that she offers. Use it on her website. And so thank you, Jessie. And then this week's will be another one from Jessie, the other one, $50 gift card to Jade. And I will be giving that word in just a little bit, okay? I'm gonna make y'all hang out with me for a little bit longer. But when I did meet with we went to Payway, so we had some Chinese food. She also, I told her I didn't want anything. I'm like, don't. But of course, she's gonna donate still, and I was trying, but she had some trays that she said weren't perfect. And I was like, they look perfect to me. They are a deep, I don't know if you can see, they're a deep, like, almost like a, what's that green? They're like the darkest forest green that you could probably get. They're so pretty. They're small trays, so you can see the green in there. So we did a giveaway for one of these on the live on Wednesday. So always stop by if you can, or watch the replay. I need to do more giveaways too for the folks that watch the replay, because again, watching a replay after it's happened, watching a live is awesome. We really appreciate it. So I did do one of these. The winner did contact me. So I saw the email this morning, so I'm gonna send this off to her. And then I'm gonna be doing another one. And one more thing I was gonna show y'all. I thought it'd be really, really cool. She sent me one more, she gave me one more tray. She gave me 3 trays. And this is the other tray she gave me. I thought it was so pretty. And I thought it worked really well with the journal that I'm gonna be giving you guys from Kat's Etsy shop that was hand painted. So I'll put this in the box with it, and you'll get a tray with this. So thank you to Em, I mean, for, you know, donating even a little sneaky thing. She's like, I brought these with me to lunch. And I was like, okay, well, since you have them, I guess I'll take them. All right. I just get so excited talking to you guys. All right. But yes, huge shout out. Let me just give a quick shout out, not quick, but while I'm thinking about it, I just want to say thank you again to the folks that are sponsoring the subscribers. We've got Miss Maya, Melinda Hands, we've got Leanne from Diamonds and Doxies, Melissa Wood, and I mean, I've got to say thank you to my mods, Courtney with Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend, Tiffany Corman, Meowie Diamonds, I hope I said that right. So yes, thank you. And of course, M for donating dust bags, tubes, a painting. Yeah, you guys are awesome. And there, like I said, there is a Facebook group. I think I mentioned that. That'll be linked down below. I want to make sure you guys, I'm going to move my camera back a little bit. I feel like it's sliding a tad and I keep like fidgeting with it. Okay. Also, thank you to Robin and all the folks on that one live. I did a pop-up live. When did I do that? Last week? Oh, September 1st. It was a kickoff for the event. I did a pop-up live. And you guys were so smart and told me another way of attaching my arm, my little thing on this new, I got one of those half moon light, like nail salon lights, where I could film this. And it's working. So thank you. But yes, Facebook group, join it. I am so bad. I need to go in there and look at more paintings. I need to. I really, really do. All right, let me get to going. Of course, right before I start filming these and I do a video, sometimes I put lotion on because I don't want to have like, you know, dry, cracked hands. But then I'm like, why did I do that before I'm diamond painting? My hands are going to be all like slippery on my pen. I know. Anybody else do that? Decide that it's a great time to put your lotion on your hands? Any other creators do that? Okay, so let's jump right in. Let me take a little quick look at my notes. Y'all, if you saw my note, well, I show y'all sometimes. Of course, I have to write down, hi, how are you? That's always my first thought. Okay, yes. All right, let's talk about where I've been this past week and a half, I guess, since we talked last. I think I mentioned to you guys I was going to be going to a wedding. I went, I saw, and it was so fun. My husband and I left. Now, this is the person that's getting married is, let me back it up, his best friend, his longest, best buddy. He was a best man in our wedding. His best friend was getting remarried, and my husband was his best man. So, and it was going to be in Sacramento, California, and they were getting married at a baseball game. And it was a lot of our first times to get married or to see someone get married in a baseball stadium. It was so fun. So let's see, the wedding was Saturday, but we left Thursday. My youngest Lou, who's 13, she, because my oldest Ryan, who's 20, was home. He was going to watch the dogs. So, but she was going to be staying with our neighbor, who she goes to school with, but she was able to come home too, kind of go back and forth. So her and her brother hung out a little bit together, and then she would, she had a sleepover with another friend and a birthday party, but she had a great time when we were gone. She did say she missed us, and she said she got a little, she calls it homesick whenever we're not home, but I know what she means. She likes to be home and she likes for us to be here. So I get it. I was like, no, So, but yeah, just my husband and I got to go without kids. So it was really, really nice. We hadn't really gone out and had like a date night or gone on a trip together in a long time. So it was really nice. We definitely connected when we were away. It's funny how those trips do that, especially when you're going to a wedding. You get all like lovey-dovey and, get you in all your feels. So that's what happened, but it was fun. So we got there. Okay, we had some drama, of course, with traveling. We always do. Anybody else? I don't want to ask y'all a million questions like I usually do. I try to keep it to a minimum, but it's so hard. Again, just like if we were talking in person, I would want to know your thoughts on everything and see what you think and see if you've had the same experiences. So, all right, we were flying American. American is about to lose our business, I'll tell you what. Well, I think they pretty much have for my husband's sake. All right, our flight was supposed to be at 5 p.m. on Thursday. We get there, you know, of course, early, and we're waiting, and no problems getting on the plane. All that was good. And then it was, we got on the plane, and then we're sitting there, and we're sitting there, and we're sitting there. And we're like, oh, this is not good. So finally the captain comes on, and he's like, so, we've got some maintenance. It's always maintenance, right? A maintenance issue. I'll update you when I know more. We're like, okay. So we sit there for, you know, another 30 minutes. He comes back on. He's like, so folks, there's something wrong with the windshield. So they're trying to see if they can fix it. If not, we might have to do something else. And we're like, oh gosh. So we finally, like 45 minutes later, he did get back on, and he's like, unfortunately, they cannot fix it, and we can't leave on this plane. So we need to get off and get on another plane. So at this point, we were at the D gate at Dallas-Fort Worth, let's see, D34, and our new flight was going to be leaving from D1. So it was quite a trek. I mean, good. Thank God, you know, we didn't have the kids, we didn't have all the things, and it was just us. And it was, but you know, I did feel bad for the people that had, you know, families and all the waiting and the kids and all that. It's hard. It was even hard for us. We were kind of getting cranky. So anyways, we go to the next, we like, you know, hoof it to like the next one, because we're thinking, oh, you know, it's going to be taking off pretty quick. That's the way all the alerts made it look like. So we run down there, and then we wait, right? Okay, so then they finally tell us they're waiting on the flight crew before we can leave. So we finally see the flight attendants. They come on, and then they all load us on there. We're sitting there for like 30, 45 minutes again, and we're like, what the heck is going on? He comes on, he's like, well, folks, here's an update. The captain's like, here's what happened. What happened was, apparently there were 3 people on our other plane, our other flight, that were in wheelchairs, and they did not know where they were, and could not be accounted for. And we were going to be waiting for them. And they didn't know how long, they didn't know where they were. They were trying to track these folks down. And I thought, oh my gosh. So an hour later, they finally come and say, folks, we found them. And people on the plane are starting to get grouchy. Also, like, it had cooled off in Dallas, but then it warmed up again that day. And they were telling us as we were sitting on the plane to close all of our windows and open up all the vents, close all the shades, because it was 103 outside, and they were trying to keep us cool. So it was getting hot. People get a little cranky. But then all of a sudden, this older woman and her husband, she was so sweet and she was so apologetic, and it wasn't her fault. But she gets on the plane and she's like, everybody, I'm so sorry. And she was all stressed out and frazzled. And she tells us that as she's, you know, walking to her seat, you can hear her talking down the aisle. And she's like, they told us that y'all had already left, that the plane had left already. And then they took us to the C terminal. Y'all, we were always in D. We never went to C. So these poor folks were told we left, and then they had to go to C. And then I guess come to find out, maybe they had found out we hadn't left, and then they found out we were in D, and they made it back to us. So felt so bad for them. So we finally made it. We got there. We flew into SFO, so into San Francisco. And so I'm just looking for my next color. I'm going to be doing a little switcheroo. Okay, so I'm going to be using a fairy dust on this one instead of just the regular one. So we get in. The good thing is our hotel was not far, probably like 15, 20 minutes from the airport. So, and we didn't check bags or anything, so that was good. That was another thing when my husband's like, see, that's why we don't check bags, because what if, you know how we had to get off that plane, and that was another thing, we had to wait for all the baggage and luggage to get on the new plane. So yeah, we made it, got into our room, and then the next day there was some wedding festivities that were going to start happening. So we were in charge of picking up my husband's best friend's mom, who, you know, my husband's like very close to, grew up with. We're picking up, we were picking up his mom and his uncle. and they were going to be, because it's a 2.5 hour, actually it was like 3 hours with traffic. It took us about 3 hours to get to Sacramento. So they were going to be riding with us on Friday. Yeah, on Friday. So we got up, we got Starbucks. That was the cool thing. There was like a Starbucks right next to our hotel. And then we went to their house. Wait, I take that back. So I'm actually glad I brought a diamond painting, because I brought one of my Jades, my Flossy Fox one, because my husband had a conference call at 11 in the room. He had to work a little bit. So I went down to the lobby and diamond painted for like an hour and a half. It was great. I had my iPad with movies on it for the plane. So I got some diamond painting done. And then when he was done and went up, we got our bags. We were in 3 different hotels on this trip, by the way. And my husband knows I loathe changing hotel rooms. But when it's just the 2 of us, it's not as bad. Obviously, we don't have the 3 kids with us, but I just want to get settled in, But it was what we had to do, and it was fine. So I went in, got our bags, and we checked out the hotel. And then we went and grabbed the mom and the uncle, and we went to In-N-Out, got lunch, and then we took our little trip to our 3-hour ride to Sacramento. And we got to the Embassy Suites, which is where the wedding folks were mainly staying, and got there, and they got checked into their hotel rooms, because we were staying at a different hotel up the street where we had like a free night. But I was able to store our bags like with the mom's room. So anyways, my husband's basically see ya, and he picks up his best friend, and they're all going out for a bachelor party. So I did have the choice. My husband's like, do you want to go with us? Now, when I say bachelor party, they were just going to one of their friends' houses and like hanging out. And I guess his wife was going to be there, but the guy whose house they were going to, but like all the other girl, like the bride was going to be at the hotel, and all the other ladies. And I didn't know anybody. But that didn't matter. I was like, I'll meet all these ladies, and they were going to have a pool party. So I was like, oh, this is going to be cool. So it was fun. We had a good time. Unfortunately, it wasn't an outdoor pool. It was an indoor pool. They didn't have an outdoor pool there. So I brought my bathing suit and all that. Was kind of hoping I'd be like out in the California, nice weather, but no. So we were inside, but it was really nice. Her daughter, had brought food, and everybody got these hats. They passed out hats with like trucker hats with like funny sayings. So I had a really good time. But after about 3 hours, I was starting to get a little tired. And my husband's like, you can always Uber if I'm not back yet from the bachelor thing. You can always Uber to our hotel, which we had not checked into yet. And I was like, okay. So I ended up doing that because I called him, and he was about 40 minutes away still. And I didn't want him to come get me. I was like, I'll just Uber. I had not Ubered in like 5 years. I checked my Uber app before we had, gotten there when we were in the car driving those 3 hours. And my credit card had expired like in 2020. I was like, oh yeah, I haven't Ubered in a minute. So I was a little rusty with Ubering, but got the guy. He came and picked me up and took me to my hotel, and I checked in and went to bed in our room number 2. This place was really cool. The hotel it's a historical site. I don't remember the name of it, but it was like it was in downtown Sacramento. And downtown Sacramento is really cool. I really, really loved the vibe there. I was digging it. I really was. I was like, this is kind of cool. And I will say, and I already said this to, my Patreons already know all this stuff, but because I vlogged a lot when I was there, but there's some, not that there's not interesting people anywhere in the world, we have them here too in Dallas, don't get me wrong, but I'm living in the burbs, and I don't really see a whole lot of stuff. It's pretty boring over here. But man, oh man, y'all, stuff I saw in California. There are some sights. That's all I'm gonna say. There are some sights, and I saw a lot of sights. So, oh my, it was just you just never know. You never know what you're gonna see. It's yeah. So here we were. We got through Friday, and then Saturday was the wedding, right? All the wedding festivities. So Saturday morning we wake up, we get the free breakfast. This hotel is so cool. It's very swanky. It's like old. It's like an old building that they turned into a hotel. I really liked it. I think it was the Hyatt something, but it was cool. So get the free breakfast, and then he's like, we have a little bit of time. Do you want to like walk around? So we walked around Sacramento a little bit downtown. We ended up eating lunch over there, did a little bit of shopping, didn't buy anything. We was just like, window shopping and walking in stores. The weather was so perfect So perfect. I guess it had cooled down right before we got there. So it was like perfect weather, especially for them to have their wedding outside. And then we didn't have to be back at the Embassy Suites till 4:15 for pictures and all the wedding stuff. So, but my husband tells me, he's like, so he told me on Saturday earlier in the day, he's like, there's somewhere I want to take you tonight. And I was like, where are you taking me? And he's like, okay, so we're going to do it after the wedding. And I was like, okay, all right. So, and I'm thinking, oh gosh, I'm going to be tired. Cause y'all, there's a 2-hour time difference, right? Between Dallas and California. And I was already feeling it the night before. And I was like, oh man, hopefully I can stay awake for this. And he's like, okay. So I'm like, well, is it a surprise? He goes, kind of, but he goes, I've been there before, but let me tell you what it is. He goes, okay, so there's this bar in downtown Sacramento. And I was like, okay, check, right? A bar? All right, I'm in. I like the sound of this. Maybe some drinking and some hanging out, dancing, I don't know. So he said, there's a bar. And then he's like, this bar is so cool. It's called the Dive Bar. And I'm like, okay, that sounds kind of bad. Like you know what a dive bar is, right? It's like a hole in the wall, right? I mean, lots of character, fun people, but I'm like, a dive bar? But he goes, no, above the actual bar, the entire bar, there is an aquarium. I was like, I'm sorry, what? What? Okay. I'm thinking, cool, right? He said there's fish. And so that was check number 2. And I was like, okay, we're going to a bar and it has an aquarium. This place sounds super, super cool. Like something I've never seen before. I was very excited. He goes, but wait, there's more. And I go, okay, what? He goes, y'all ready for this? I wish he would have been recording my face when he told me, because I didn't believe him at first. I was like, what? He goes, there are mermaids. You heard me. There's mermaids swimming in this aquarium above a bar. I was like, I'm sorry, what? Can we go now? He goes, no, it's closed. We're going to go after the wedding. I'm like, okay. I was so excited. So excited. Y'all, I got to see a mermaid. Yes, I did. I think what I'll do is I already did my Patreon vlog for the trip and I put it up. It's like a 7-minute long video of a mermaid swimming in a bar. It's in this aquarium, but I'll probably edit it and cut it down and like put a little clip in here for y'all so you can see a little bit of it. 7 minutes I sat there in awe of just like watching this mermaid swim. I'd love to have a job there. I thought about applying. No, just kidding. I did get a t-shirt. Of course I did, right? I got a t-shirt. It says the Dive Bar and it's got a mermaid inside of like a martini glass. It was just the coolest thing. So I know I skipped over the wedding part, but okay. So back to the wedding. We change, do all that stuff and get ready. Now, what I wore is, I don't know if I told y'all in the last WIP and chat what I was wearing, but I thought, okay, baseball game, I don't really know what to wear. My husband was wearing a suit because he's like in the wedding, but I didn't have to get dressed up. I could wear whatever I wanted. But I was like, okay, I was going to be cute, casual, kind of wedding-ish. I don't know. So I was kind of like trying to figure out what to do. So I ended up going with a dress. I didn't have to buy anything. I bought a dress that I had worn, I think, to both of my boys' graduations. And it's sleeveless, so it's like a long, kind of flowy sundress, like white with like blue flowers. Well, come to find out, there was a theme. I didn't know that. We did get an invitation a long time ago, and there was a QR code that you could scan and like get all the details, but I never did that. If I would have seen that there was actually a red, white, and blue theme if you wanted to do it. So here I had, look, if y'all can see my nails, I did my blue, I didn't even know, it worked out. I did my blue little stickers, right? And then the dress was blue. I had blue toenails, but they didn't know that because I had tennis shoes on, but I was all blue, so it worked out. So with my little flowy dress, I did have a jean jacket because, it gets cold at night there. And then I had my white Converse. Now, there was another, the bride's sister also had a sundress with a jean jacket with navy Converse. So she was rocking the same look. So I was like, yeah, I did it. I got it right. I was comfortable. So we get there to the Embassy Suites and they do the pictures and we're hanging out. They've got 2 photographers that are like snapping just, act casual, act normal. I'm like, okay. So I'm just kind of sitting there and my husband's like, chatting with his buddies and they're getting all the pictures with him and his buddy. And it was beautiful. And then she comes down the elevator and she looked so pretty. So apparently I had met her once before, but I didn't really remember. It would have been like 10 or 11 years ago since I'd met her. So they had known each other for a long time. But I didn't really know her. So, but she's so sweet. She made me feel very welcomed. I'm so happy for them. They look so happy together, and it was really, really sweet. It was a great wedding. So they come down, they see each other, they're taking the pictures. It was awesome. I guess they had already done some pictures up in the rooms, like of him seeing her for the first time. We didn't get to see all that, and like, you know, the wedding party and stuff. So, and her daughter was the bridesmaid or the maid of honor. So it was so good. So then we go out to the front of the hotel. We go outside, and he is originally from Louisiana. That's where he was born. So she surprised him with a band, and they were like playing the trumpet and the horn. It was so cool. So we get out there and we're kind of hanging out there listening to this band. Well, they played the whole time as we walked across the bridge over to the baseball stadium. People were honking and waving and cheering. It was so fun. They were in front. They were they were kind of leading us, and there was a long line of people walking. It was about a 10-minute walk, and it was just perfect weather. It was so fun. It was a great wedding, you guys. It was so good. So we walked across the bridge with the New Orleans band playing, and then we get over to the baseball stadium. They check us in, and then we're in a private, like a box, like a big, like I guess for corporate events and stuff. It's all outside, so it's a suite, but it's not enclosed. But it's all like all enclosed as far as on the sides. So it's like 4 different levels of like reserved seating. And they got married. Another one of their friends who my husband grew up with officiated it. Yeah. He got his thing online, and he officiated the wedding. He did a great job. It was really, really fun. They had food, they had the drink. It was fun. But here we were. And then they did fireworks at the end. But y'all, we sat through a whole baseball game. Well, I didn't really watch much until the very end, but it was awesome. The fireworks were good. I met the nicest people. It just kind of confirmed what I already knew. Obviously, my husband and I have been together for a long time, but I already knew he had, he's a good person. He's got good friends surrounding him, but I got to meet even more people, some more of his buddies that I had never met before that he had talked about. So I got to meet even more of his childhood friends. And I was telling him, I was like, I don't have any friends from high school. All these guys he was with, and that they were all from high school. I was like, see, that's the question I have for y'all. Does anybody else, and is that like, do a lot of other people, that's the question, do you have a lot of friends from high school that you still talk to, that you're still friends with? That's what kind of blew me away about this whole thing, is how many of them stayed in contact. So, but I guess like I know one of my flaws, I call it a flaw, but yeah, one of the things I'm not good at is, I'm not good with getting back to people. We all know that. A lot of us know that. If you don't know that, now you do. If you message me and I don't message you right back, it's not you, it's me. I'm the worst. So maybe that's why, because I didn't keep up with people and I didn't call them. That it takes, you got to call people to keep a relationship up, right? You got to stay in contact. And I did not. But I don't know if I would have with a lot of the people I was with in high school. So I was like, But anyways, it was great. And then, of course, he did tell me that they do the mermaid shows like every hour. They do one at 10:30 and they do one at 11:30. So he knew we probably couldn't do the 9:30 one. We'd probably still be at the game. We were. And it was getting close to 10. And everybody's like, where y'all going to go now? And he was like, we're going to the dive bar. Want to go? Well, one of the guys did show up with his brother, or another friend of theirs from high school. So 2 guys did show up, but my husband and I, we headed over there, and I was tired, but I was like, I don't care. I got to wake up. I got to rally for this. I want to see those mermaids. And so, boy, did we went to this bar. It was cool. They had good music. He was right. He'd been there before, and he's like, no, it's a cool spot. I did feel a little old, but not really, I mean, there was a younger crowd there for sure, but it was like a good mixed crowd, good music, good vibe of the place. And the music was just super loud, but it was fun. And then here rolls around 10:30. We were there for like 15 minutes probably before the mermaids came out, or Mermaid, only one. But she came on at 10:30 and everybody's like, holding up their cameras and like oohing and awing. It was amazing. It really was amazing. So I'll put that clip in here somewhere. I'm looking for my next symbol. I know you're probably like, why is she diamond painting? I'm looking for the anchor. Do y'all do that too? Where you look and you're like, okay, did it leave? Oh, this is what sometimes gets me. The color looks a little off from this to the label. I was looking for yellow and it was kind of orangey. So yeah, so that was, and then let's see. So that was Saturday. We stayed at the hotel again. So we were, the first night we had one hotel. The next 2 nights were at that hotel. And then on Sunday morning, got up, checked out of the room and we went to Costco because we were going to go to his buddy's house and watch the 49ers game. So there was more activities, and we went to Costco and got the pizzas and some snacks and stuff and shrimps. And yeah, so went to another friend of his and everybody was there. So fun. But yeah, we were there till we stayed till the game was over. And then we had to make the trip back to drop off the mom and the uncle, right? And that was going to be our last hotel back at the airport, at SFO, at the airport. So we dropped them off. And then just him and I went to a place called, he went to it growing up as a kid. It's called Harry's Hofbrau. Let me know if y'all have heard of this. Some German. It's kind of like a cafeteria style where you get a tray and you like get to pick all your stuff. It was really good. So we ate there, but I was like starting to kind of feel it, starting to get a little worn down. Then we go to the last hotel, which was at the airport because our flight the next day on Monday morning was going to be like at 7 a.m. So we're going to wake up around like 4:30, 5 o'clock. So we wake up and my husband's looking at the flight stuff and he's like, you know what? There's actually another flight that leaves like at 5 something, the flight before ours, and it's totally open. Because we both had our alarm set for like 4:30, but he woke up randomly and went to the bathroom about 3:30 or 4. And then I had to go to the bathroom and I got up at 4. So I was already awake. So since we were both awake, we're like, let's just do it. And it sucked because we were both like very, very tired. But we got up, checked out of the third hotel, got to our American flight. And lo and behold, there was issues. Don't you know? More maintenance issues, y'all. And that's when my husband's like, I think I'm done with American. So we waited and waited and waited. And there was hydraulic issues with the doors and this and that. And at this point, we were already like past the point. Oh, and the flight was full too. So I don't know what happened there. He said it was going to be pretty empty. It wasn't. It was totally full. At this point, we didn't even leave till like way after like our second flight that our original flight was scheduled for. Yeah, I was just, I don't know. I know there's a lot of things going on with American right now. My husband, looked it up a little bit more and was saying, they've cut back on a lot of things. And yeah, so this is becoming a common theme right now with American. So I think we're going to use somebody else until maybe they get their act together. So yeah, we finally made it back. Got home around, noon, I guess it was. And then it's kind of a blur. And then what did I do? I was off that day, but I did have to work the whole next day. So yeah, I just kind of unpacked and then picked my daughter up from school that day. No, actually, you know what? Here's what I was like, I know something else happened. I forgot. Lou got sick. She had a sore throat and a cough. Like the whole school just started again, germs. And when we were talking to her on Sunday, she was asking me where the medicine was at home, which one she should take. And she was saying she had a 99 degree fever. She checked her temperature. And my husband's like, oh, she should stay home from school the next day. And so I set my alarm for 5:30 a.m. while we were sitting on the flight because that was 7:30 here in Dallas. And that way I could call the pediatrician's office and make an appointment for her. So I made an appointment after we landed, but then once we had all those delays, I had to call them back and I had to push it out till 3. So she ended up staying home from school on Monday. That's what it was. And then when we got in, I took her to the doctor. So, there's like no resting, y'all. Well, we got to hang out. Oh, well, I say we got to be child-free, responsible-free kind of over the weekend, but yeah, it was like back to business. And then good news is she's feeling better. They did all the COVID testing and flu and strep and everything came back negative. The doctor's like, you just have a good old fashioned cold. And, but she went back to school on Tuesday and I worked Tuesday. Yeah, so I did want to give an update. So that was the wedding story. I did want to ask for some prayers and some good thoughts, whatever type of, whether you're a religious person or not, however you can send good feelings and good vibes, good thoughts my way. Also, not really my way, but more towards my mother-in-law and her husband. I wanted to talk about it because I know a lot of you have either met my mother-in-law in person. She's a part of this community. She diamond paints. I mean, she's a huge part of my life, obviously, and I wanted to tell you guys about it, but I know a lot of you have become friends with her and you care about her, and, and she loves and cares about you guys too. And so I don't think I ever shared this with you guys. My Patreons know and my members know, but my father-in-law was diagnosed with esophageal cancer a couple months ago, maybe 3 months ago, maybe. Could be off on that, 4 months maybe. But anyways, a few months ago, and he's been going through chemo, and but he keeps getting, it seems like he keeps getting pneumonia, and he just can't get over it and get well. He's just been struggling. And he has actually been in the ICU for the past 7 days. Actually, it's been more now. It's been more like 9 days, 10 days. So I was going to ask for, he's in the ICU because he's having a hard time breathing on his own. He's hooked up to a machine, and they said as long as he can. But the good news is, I do have some good news though. With that being said, my husband did go down there. He was supposed to go to China. He was supposed to be in China right now. He canceled his China trip that he was supposed to be at for 2.5 weeks, and wanted to help out his mom and be here in case they needed anything, and he wanted to help her out. So I did talk to him briefly last night, and he told me that he was breathing better on his own. So that is good news. So there is some improvement as far as there was yesterday. So, and my husband sent me a text message last night. I had already gone to bed, and he was like, I might be coming home tomorrow. So that tells me that, I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful that, maybe he's doing better. So yeah. But yeah, so that's been a lot right now for our family. So, like I said, just, and if you'd like to message her, you're more than welcome to. I know she'd love to hear from you guys. I know a lot of you already have. So you guys have always loved on her and always, treated her, just like, I know you treat her like she's your mother-in-law. And we always laugh and joke about that I share her with you guys, and I do. And she loves that, and she loves you guys. So yeah, I just wanted to give you an update. So, yeah, that's, it's been scary. So, yeah. Let's talk about Nate, my big college kid. Oh, it was so funny. When we were on the live on Wednesday, he doesn't call me very often. Pretty much like every once, he's just been gone about, not even a month now. Oh, it's been about a month, I guess now. We're still trying to figure out how often we text, but we don't call each other very much. Once there in a while. So he called me when I was on the live, and y'all, if you were there, you probably saw my reaction. I was like, oh my God, my kid's calling me from college. So I stepped away and said hi to him and called him afterwards, and he was just giving me an update. He's going to be coming into town. I'm so happy. He told me already originally, but I didn't know if things were going to change, but he's still planning on coming. He's going to be coming. Him and his roommate are coming back to stay with us. Let's see, a week from yesterday. So a week from today, so Friday. He's going to be coming next weekend. There is a card show. He loves Pokemon cards and football cards and all the collectible things. There's a card show he wants to come in town for. And, he just wants to come visit and do a little bit of shopping while he's here, get some, go to Costco. So I think he misses the dogs too. I know he won't admit it, but I know he does. So, yeah, I'm really, really happy I get to see my son. It's been an adjustment. Every day gets better, and it did after about a week, but it's still hard. I miss them, and it's hard when they're here with you for, that long, and then they're just not. So, but I know he loves it. He's doing great over there. He just said he's not sleeping real well because of the noise in the dorms. So, but he told me, I offered suggestions. He's like, no, I'm okay. It's just gonna, I'll get used to it. And I was like, okay, well, if you need a sound machine, if you need a white noise, just, let me know. I'll order whatever you need. And so he's just trying to get used to dorm life. But he said they did find some good food on campus. That's good because he does have a meal plan. He said there's a place that has what did he say? A walk like almost like Asian style food. He said it's really good. So yeah, they're finding their way, and yep. So, and I did get his renewed passport, his new passport in the mail, because we renewed that over the holidays before he left for school over the summer. And so he's going to be going to the Netherlands, which is super exciting for Christmas. So yeah, so my baby's coming home. I told him on the phone, I was like, okay, I'm going to try not to smother you and like be all up in your business. He goes, mm-hmm. I'm like, but I missed you. So I really have to like contain myself and not be like too much, which is going to be hard because he's not really affectionate like that. So he's going to be like, stop, lady. But you know, you love your kids. What can you say? Yeah. Speaking of loving your kids, boy, oh boy, y'all, 7th grade for my little Missy has been difficult. Yeah, we're about, 6 weeks in? I think today's week 6, and 7th grade's no joke. Now, with that being said, Lou did decide, and I was a little worried, but you never know how they're going to take to it. She did decide this year in 7th grade to do her Spanish, because here in Texas, I'm not sure if it's like this everywhere, but here you have to have 2 years to graduate high school of a language. So they offer it in middle school, starting in 7th grade, if you want to like knock that out early. So a lot of her friends were doing it. She's like, I want to do it. She has been in tears. In tears is to say it lightly. Oh my gosh, y'all. She had panic attacks, woke me up. So yeah, it's been rough. It's been crying in the morning. She's having a hard time keeping up. She said the teacher's moving way too fast. I've talked to the teacher on the phone. We've emailed. I even have a hard time understanding her on the phone. She's got a very thick accent, but yeah. And what's hard for her is she feels like she clams up and like freezes because they have to do things with partners for tests, or she has to do it with the teacher. It's not like multiple choice, because you have to talk. It's Spanish. She's like, Mom, and all she does is speak in Spanish all through the class. And I'm like, well, yeah, but this whole Spanish thing has caused a lot of stress. I mean, so much so that we studied last night because she had a test today. We studied last night for like over an hour, going back and forth, round and around with conversational Spanish that she had written down in a notebook that we needed to do to practice. And I made sure she, got to bed on time and all that stuff. She comes in my bedroom at like 1:20 in the morning, hysterical, telling me she couldn't breathe and she couldn't stop thinking about Spanish. I mean, just full on, and so I told her to get in the bed because, husband wasn't here, he's not here. And I just, I held her hand. I just tried to, this morning we went through the same thing because she has the class first period. Ooh. It's been rough this week. Spanish is like no joke. I was like, okay. And I said to her, okay, so what if, I said, can we, and I don't want her to quit, but I said, can we change classes? Because it's an elective. I mean, it's causing this much stress for an elective. I'm like, this is not worth it. We'll try again in high school. Maybe she's just not ready for this. And she said, no, yes, I can drop it, but if I do it, it's gonna cause my entire schedule to change, and I don't want that. I like the classes I'm in with my friends and the things that I have the way I have it now. And I'm like, okay. So I did email the teacher again last night, telling her, she was really having a hard time. And could the teacher please call me today? Because I was off of work. And we need to talk, or I need to talk with a counselor, a principal, I don't know, but this is causing some sorrow in her and some pain in her that I have never really seen her go through before. I mean, she's a pretty, tough girl. I mean, yeah, she's 13 and they get emotional and everything, but this is like majorly stressing her out. So I'm a little worried. And this morning she said she felt like she was going to throw up and her stomach hurt. I said, honey, I kept telling her, I said, put on some music, take your mind off it. I said, what's happening? I said, I don't think you're actually, I said, and I hope that, by the way, where's our therapist license? Where's our, counselor class we're supposed to take in order to like talk your child down with these scenarios? I was like, I don't even know what to say. And last night when I was laying in bed at 2:00 in the morning, I thought, maybe I just say nothing. Maybe just quiet is okay too, because I don't know what to say. And I'm just going to lay with her and hold her hand and just hope she goes back to sleep. And she did. And I tried the whole scenario of like, what's the worst that can happen? I asked her that was a bad idea. So I feel like I messed that up. And then this morning it was, and I just told her, I said, I think the stress of this and the anxiety is causing your stomach to hurt, you know? And so I just tried to tell her to calm down, listen to music, but I was trying to pull out everything I could think of to, you know, help her. But you guys, again, where's our lessons on this? Where's my license to do this? I was like, what's happening? So I'm, you know, she's at school. She's already gone through it. I don't know how it went. They can't have their phones at school. They can't have them on. So I told her I'd pick her up today. And yeah, so I'm just hoping that it went okay and that it was not as bad as she thought it was going to be. But yeah, it's a tough one, y'all. But I also told her, I said, you know, when I took Spanish, that was like the one class that I almost failed in school. I was like an AB sometimes, yes, definitely got the C's too, but but Spanish, I remember I was about to fail that thing. That was not easy for me either. So yeah, so that's the update. I have no idea how long. Let me stand up and see. Oh, we're going almost an hour. Well, now that I'm breathing, I actually am breathing and taking a breath. Shall we, without further ado, should we announce a new word and talk about a new winner? All right, of course, I don't have the word picked out. I like to do these spur of the moment, right? Okay, so just like before, just like we usually do for these things, don't just put the word I give you in the comments. Please hide it in a sentence. Not just hide it, but just give me something, right? Give me, like I said, you guys it doesn't have to be super cute. It doesn't have to be creative. Just, I'm not judging you by that, but I'm just saying if you want to have fun with it, please do. But just put it in a full sentence. I was laughing at myself last time because I kept saying complete sentence. I'm like, what am I, an English teacher? So, but yeah. This word just came to me because I'm just looking around. Let's put the word, so I did moon last week. Let's do star. S-T-A-R. I wonder if I can do stars. No, let's do star. S-T-A-R. I was just looking at the tray and Kat's, you know, got the stars, and we'll kind of go with the whole celestial theme still, the moon and star. So put star, S-T-A-R, in a sentence. And I think you guys will have fun with that one. And yeah, and then we'll do another gift card. So that this person will win, whose name I pick, will win a $50 gift card for Jade. Okay? And anybody obviously is eligible because there's no shipping involved and it's all good. Any other things that are going on, I am prepping and starting to think about seriously now, the retreat that's coming up. I am going to the Lone Star retreat. It's on my birthday. It starts on September 25th. And I didn't go to any of the Zoom meetings. I was like, what am I doing here? I couldn't because I was either working or doing stuff at home. So I did listen to the last Zoom yesterday. And called a friend. I called my friend Mel, kind of got the scoop on a few other things that weren't answered that I had questions about. And so yeah, I started shopping for some things. It is Golden Girls themed. So yeah, I'm starting to pull out some things and put them like towards my bag. And yeah, so I'm starting to prepare. I was on Amazon this morning gathering some things because we do something called a blessing box. I hope I do it right. So yeah, work has been interesting. Won't go into details, but had a little bit of a hiccup, let's call it, the first one. Yeah, the first one that's happened since I've been there. You know, I guess something's bound to happen. It's not going to be perfect forever. But how it was handled in the long run and at the end was the right way to be handled. So I'm good. I'm totally good. Yep. I know I'm being so cryptic. Basically, what had happened was I was working on Tuesday, my first day back after being off for 5 days. I was opening the store, and the owner called me and was telling me a few things and then hung up with me. And I was like, okay. And then all of a sudden, my phone rings again. Well, unbeknownst to her, she was confiding in a friend about some frustrations at work. and she had accidentally butt dialed me. And I heard some of the conversation. So it was an awkward thing. And, you know, the rest of the day, you know, she did call me right afterwards, and she could tell that something was wrong, and she could tell that I knew that I'd heard things, but she kind of let me have the rest of the day to, you know, just kind of be, and I appreciated that. I was trying to figure out how I felt about it all. And then yesterday she did, first time I'd seen her since it happened, she came in early before I was leaving, and she asked to talk to me, and I appreciated it. I really did, and that's all that needed to be done, you know. And it wasn't about me, which, you know, but it was still frustrations. But you know what? And that's all that someone needs to say, you know. There's a lot of things going on, a lot of things that we don't know about, and there's a lot of things personally, a lot of things, right? And it's okay. And we have to forgive, and we have to give grace. And I just told her, I said, you know what? It's actually, I know I don't like how it happened, but I didn't realize it. I didn't realize that that was a frustration for you. And I'm sorry that I had to find out about it that way, or kind of get a whole thing of like, that's what the frustration was, those type of scenarios that you were explaining to someone. But it's good, because now I know, not, you know, to handle things differently. So it actually created a growth experience for us and our relationship together, her being the owner, and I'm, you know, I'm there and, you know, trying to cover for her, but yet I can't, you know, so it's good. We're still trying to figure out our relationship, you know, and what's my role and what's her role, and how, you know, how often I contact her, and what do I do with, you know, is she going to be okay with the decisions I make? And so that's all it was about. And so I really, really, really appreciated her saying, I know you heard, and I wanted to say I was sorry, and it wasn't about you, and this is what's going on. And then I got to tell her, you know, I appreciate you, you know, coming to me, and we got to talk it out, and it was good. It was good for both of us. It was very, is it cathartic? Is that the word? So, but yeah, there was a little bit of a blip, but I almost feel like I feel closer, you know, to her and to my job. And, you know, it showed a lot of, it just showed a lot about her. Because, you know, we're all human, and we all do things. I do it, you know, we all do things that we wish we wouldn't have done or said or whatever, you know. But you know what? She's allowed to confide in people, and she's allowed to confide in whoever she can confide into. I hope I'm saying that word right. Is it confide? Confide in? I need to look that up. But you can, you know, we need to get stuff off of our chest. We do. And it's healthy to do that. So, you know, yeah, it's all good. So I'm glad that's over with. And yeah, so I'm off today, but I do work Saturday and Sunday. Yeah, and then I'm off Monday and Tuesday. And then I'm off, I work Monday, and then I'm off Tuesday and Wednesday. It's so funny. I'm actually glad someone wanted to swap shifts with me. I was supposed to work on Wednesday, and y'all, if you go to my lives on Wednesdays, you always see me eating dinner. That's kind of been the latest joke. I'm normally working till 6:30 on Wednesdays. I normally have to close, and then the live's at 7. So I have like 30 minutes, and I normally haven't had dinner yet. So, and everybody's like, Shay, whatever you do on Wednesday with the live with Kat and Jade and M, eat dinner beforehand. I'm like, okay. Well, I was supposed to work until 6:30 on Wednesday. And I was like, okay, I need to bring a dinner, eating on the way home, something, pack my lunch. But somebody wanted to swap with me. And I was like, yes, I'll work on Monday for you. And she goes, I'll work Wednesday for you. I was like, perfect. So I'll have all day to prepare, to get nervous, and look my best. I won't be just getting off, and I'm going to eat beforehand. So, well, I say all this, we'll see how it all works out. But come and join us. And yeah, so what else? I'm done with the square. Now I'm just looking at it. Does anybody else kind of press down a lot too? You probably see me do that a lot. Scooch with your fingers. I'm always pressing down to make sure everything is good. Make sure it's all good. But yeah, I think that's going to be it. I think we're a little over an hour, so I'm going to let y'all go. But thank you so much for hanging out with me today. These are therapy for me, so I appreciate this more than you guys know. And I always feel so good after. And it's so weird. Isn't that weird? It's almost like you went and worked out. Because sometimes before these, I'm like, oh, what am I going to talk about? I kind of get nervous. I'm like, I'm not sure if I want to do it or not. And then after I do it, just like working out, exercising, right? But then after you do it, you're like, oh, I feel so much better. that was awesome. So yeah, it's, you know, it's good. It's all good, y'all. So thank you to everybody that's participating in the CAD event. I hope you're having a good time. I do need to hop over to Facebook and hang out there a little bit more. I know I've been absent. I don't do Facebook real well. I'm not a huge Facebook person. So, but I know for the community, you know, I've had to be. So yeah, but I just need to get on there more. It's just not a natural thing. I don't just think about going over there and checking stuff out. So, but I have seen some things, and I'm loving the progress y'all are doing. And I love seeing all the beautiful paintings. And yeah, I'm really, really excited about this event. So I hope you guys are having a good time. And yeah, thank you all for hanging out. Let me know how you are. Like I said, let me know what's going on, what you worked on during this time. Just let me know all the things. So if y'all enjoyed this, before we head out, if you could give me a thumbs up if you haven't already, I do appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed and you're still here, I appreciate you too. And you might like it here if you're still here through all this and what's in my brain. So yeah, go ahead and subscribe. It's free. Yep, doesn't cost anything to subscribe. So just do that, and then you'll be part of my group, and you'll get notified when I post videos. And I've got some videos to do. I have not forgotten about y'all. The calendar video that I did, the Hobby Lobby calendar, I'm doing a giveaway. I'm gonna do that one. I'm gonna hopefully put it out tomorrow. But I wanted to get this out first, but I haven't forgot about the calendar video, and then I've got an ARTDOT video to do. So I need to get on it, y'all. I need to stop diamond painting and actually do some videoing. So, oh, and of course, since I'm home, I'm doing laundry and dishes, and you know, trying to multitask and make the most of my day. So, but cheers. My coffee's probably lukewarm, but that's okay. Y'all are worth it. I love you. Y'all take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next one. Okay, bye guys.